Hello, how are you? I'm really excited to share something new with you today. Thanks to Arrtx, who has sent me their new 90 color acrylic marker set. I've been looking forward to trying it out with you. Due to the Canada Post strike, this package took a really long time to arrive. Similar to the previous sets, these came in a box stand as well. The packaging is quite simple but really sturdy. I like how you can see all of the colors from the top view. There are 90 colors in total, and I'm really excited about the 36 new shades. They've added a lot of skin tones, which I think will be great for portrait work. You can skip this step to add the IDs to these pens, but I think it's pretty important to label these larger sets because you can definitely get them mixed up. It's also kind of therapeutic to just go through them one by one. So these sets have these little round stickers, which you can of course just, like what I'm doing here, put it to the back. But they also come with the larger square-shaped stickers, which you can also use to stick to the side. It really depends on how you are considering placing them and using them. I'm just lazy, so I decided to skip the others. So similar to the previous sets, I've noticed that these sets also have C on some of the IDs as well as A. Honestly, I'm not quite sure what they mean. I think in the previous sets, I kind of guessed that the C could be cold or cool, but I'm not so sure anymore. So if you know, please do let me know. So as you can see here, for the larger square-shaped or rectangular-shaped stickers, I use them in my swatch sketchbook because I find it to be a little bit too tedious to stick them onto the pens themselves again. And previously, I've never really used these larger stickers, so I thought that this is a good way to just utilize them and record them in my sketchbook. I organized them based on the ordering from the box, but I think it's nice to look at and easier to remember given the ordering is provided for you already. But you can definitely rearrange them as you see fit because I can certainly see other ways to organize these colors as well. The default ordering provided from the box is not strictly by color family nor strictly from light to dark either. The colors are rich and smooth. The brush tip feels really nice to work with. That's my first impression for sure, because you can always make thin lines or broad strokes using these brush tips, depending on what you need. Straight from the box without shaking, I would say the ink flow isn't bad at all. Having said that, not all colors are mixed as well as they could. Some colors definitely looked more streaky than others. If you really want a consistent flat look, you'll probably need to use a brush to mix them after you place them down on the inner sketchbook. I think for acrylic markers, not all colors are equal when it comes to paint. Some colors are just more opaque, while others are more transparent. Now let's draw our portrait. So for drawing portraits using these markers, I always pick a mid-tone shade to first sketch out the rough lines. The brush tip makes it easy to switch between fine details and broader strokes, and when I'm sketching out just the boundaries and the rough ends, I like to use the thinner side. I essentially try to just use the lightest touch possible to sketch out the lines because sometimes I don't know how accurate these lines are. And using a mid-tone just allows me to go back in with either a darker or a lighter shade to cover up the lines if they end up being not super accurate. After I have the rough ends, I then move in portions to give the base color of all the portions of the portrait. And for this one, I started with her kind of a scarf accessory that's on her face, and then I colored in the base color of her hair. And then I chose a few different colors that I think will work well on her face. Definitely utilized some of the skin tone shades that I didn't have before that came with this set. These skin tone colors that I've chosen are more on the warm side because I think her whole face gives a very vibrant, lovely, warm and youthful look. From her scarf to her face and her sweater, everything's very warm and cheerful looking. And because of that, for the makeup portion, or kind of like the highlights of her face, I decided to use more of a cool red and a cool pink to kind of bring out that opposition colors or just make them stand out a little bit more. And you can kind of tell, I think the scarf and her face, as well as the sweater, obviously, they're more warm colored, warm toned, and the makeup on her face are very cool. Even though it's red, it's a cool red. So the white color that I'm using, it's off-white, so it's not that drastic and doesn't stand out too much on her face. And here I'm just filling out this cheerful looking sweater. It's such a lovely, vibrant color. I just find it to be so beautiful. And then adding a little bit more details. Now that the hair portion is dried out, I'm just adding in some details by using a slightly deeper shade of brown. And then adding in some transition colors in the face and adding details or shadows to the sweater. When marker sets come in such a wide range of colors, it's really hard to make sure every single marker perform exactly the same way. Just like the previous sets that I've tried, some of these colors are more opaque and others are more used for layering to create that stained glass effect. When picking the background color, I really just wanted a cool background so that her face will pop out against it. And I wanted to actually pick one that's more opaque. But as you can see, this one is a little bit more streaky, but it is what it is. But next time, I'll probably pick one that's a little bit more opaque for the background.